গুড ইভিনিং সকলকে, শুভ সন্ধ্যা। আজকে স্যাটারডে লাইভ উইথ সৌম্যর 116তম এপিসোডে আমরা পেয়েছি আমাদের খুব কাছের একজনকে। উই হ্যাভ উইথ আস অফিসার ফ্রম ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল রেভিনিউ সার্ভিস, Zojila Dolkar Bhutia, who has secured 765th rank in UPSC 2024, and we are very much proud of her. Welcome, Zojila.
Namaste, sir. Namaste,
Namaste.
everybody. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Zojila Dolkar Bhutia. I have secured 765 rank this year in UPSC 2024 exam. And currently, I'm working in the West Bengal Revenue Service as Additional District Sub Registrar, and I'm posted in Kurshaw. And with the kind of rank that I've gotten, I'm hoping for maybe Indian Police Service or Indian Revenue Service.
Okay, very good, very much. We are very much proud of you. Let us start with with your some personal background, like where are you from and why you chose civil service as a career, and from WBCS to UPSC. How could you manage time and all? Just a brief discussion, introduction from you.
Yes, sir. I'm from Darjeeling, and I appeared for the WBCS 2018 examination. And from there onwards, I decided that I wanted to appear for UPSC examination as well, because I thought that I did have more energy in me and more potential in me to go forward with the examination and prepare it alongside my work as well. So that is why I decided to go forward with it. And with
What was your
further,
educational background? You are from science or arts, or which background?
so I'm from arts background. So
Okay, fine.
yes.
So, from arts background, you did your masters or till graduation you studied?
No,
In
sir.
formal education.
So only till I did BA Honors in Political Science from Miranda
Okay,
House,
okay,
University of Delhi. And then
mhm,
after that, I graduated and immediately I sat for the WBCS examination. So,
okay. You
yes.
prepared simultaneously for WBCS and UPSC, or first you prepared WBCS and then you shifted to UPSC?
So I did for WBCS, sir, first. And then I then decided for UPSC as well, sir.
Okay. So, can you just tell me your something about the journey that made you to this thing? Starting from WBCS, then UPSC. A little bit about your experience and journey.
So I think the journey of preparing for any kind of like these kind of administrative and bureaucratic examination, it changes you as a person. It evolves your own personality. You become a opinionated person. You become an aware person, and I think that this has been like truly revolutionizing for me.
Right. So, if you compare the WBCS and UPSC, what difference do you see? In obviously in the old pattern of WBCS, like in MCQ
Yes.
pattern.
So, while so WBCS also did require a lot of grit for me to study, but I
Mhm.
think that UPSC, WBCS is more of MCQs and a little factual as compared to UPSC. UPSC, especially for means, asks more of an analytical perspective. So I think that is the major difference between WBCS and UPSC.
Okay. So, you were doing your service in West Bengal Revenue Service. How did you get time to prepare for UPSC? How did you manage, rather?
So I think it was a lot of discipline and a lot of luck as well, sir. I got like a really nice posting, sir, thanks to the previous IGR, sir. And so the work pressure was relatively lesser as compared to the other ADSR offices, sir. So, sir, that was like manageable, sir. But along with that, sir, I think I got like relatively like good amount of leaves as well, sir, from my directorate, which I'm really grateful for, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I come to the examination portion, which portion of the exam you think, I am talking about the UPSC exam, you think
Yes.
most difficult, you feel most difficult for you? It was most difficult. Preliminary, main, interview, or the some portion of main? Which one?
So I think that difficulty portion it differs for different people. For me, it
Yes.
was the prelims, sir, because the prelims is that one factor that was always keeping me back in my
Mm-hmm.
previous attempts as well, sir. So once I got through prelims, I just ran with it. So I think like mains was something you get kind of an encouragement once you get through prelims that okay, fine, like one stage is done, so you can go for the next stage as well. So I think that for me it was prelims, sir, but it will definitely differ for other candidates as well, sir.
Okay. So, can you tell me how to, I mean, prepare for preliminary examination from scratch? I mean, someone who is studying in college or
Yes.
like in that age, how he or she will start preparing for UPSC examination?
So, I think firstly, it is very important to know the kind of service that the entire examination entails. So, it's not just the All India services, but we have central services, Group A services, we have Group B services as
Right.
well in
Right.
this. So, getting like a clear picture of the services that are in this examination is the first step. So, secondly, would be the syllabus going through the syllabus properly, dissecting it, understanding what it is exactly asking for, because there is a notion that UPSC is like it's about studying everything under the sky. That is not so actually. It has like a very definitive set of syllabus, and I think that if one really goes by it, so like especially for a beginner, one must learn the syllabus first, and that's the guiding light basically, the syllabus.
Okay. Should he or she start with the NCRTs or some normal books, which standard books which we see in the many YouTube videos and all?
Yes, sir. So, if time allows, if one person is starting, and let's say that person has like one entire year to prepare, then I would definitely recommend the NCRT, sir. One must definitely start with for all the subjects like economics, polity, history, art and culture, everything that is given, it's all in the NCRT, sir. All the questions are also coming from the NCRT, sir.
How much time do you think that it will take to cover all the NCRTs which are actually prescribed from class 6 to 10 or 12? There are a lot, I mean, 30, 40 books are there. How much
Yes.
time one should take? How many months?
So it won't take much actually, sir. It might take like if we go for all the subjects, sir. Maximum it should take up to 20 to 25 days, sir. Because NCRTs have a very simple language. It's very, very basic. And if one starts from like class 6 to 12, like one can read like one book in like so 10 minutes, sir. Especially the sixth, seventh books. They are very, very easy, sir. But important as well, sir.
Okay. So if you take 20 to 25 days to cover NCRT, then after NCRT, what? How to study? What to study and how to do that?
Yes, sir. So NCRTs are the base. And I think
Okay.
for everything, the foundation is the most important because we never know what kind of questions UPSC is going to ask, especially when the prelims are very, very volatile. So once the foundation is set, I would recommend a few books, especially like that is like one in all books kind, like Lakshmikant for polity, Spectrum for history. These are the books that cover extensively, and apart from that, so nothing else is required, I think so.
And do you suggest to, I mean, study all the cover to cover or suggestive way, the books?
So cover to cover, sir. Yes.
Really, all these pages needed. Suppose insert, suppose Lakshmikant. Do you think all these pages are important for UPSC, or you can do some suggestive work?
No, sir. I feel like for this examination, there is no shortcut, sir. So, and there is just one book, sir. I will always recommend something that keep your scope very, very limited. Do not go for multiple books. Like for polity, people are reading Bipin Chandra, people are reading D.T. Basu, people are reading P.M. Bakshi separately. So that is not required, sir. Keep one book that is polity for Lakshmikant. After your NCRTs will hardly take any time, sir. So I think one book, multiple revisions is the key, sir.
Okay, fine. My next thing will be writing answer and all. How did you prepare for answer writing? I'm talking about the descriptive one.
Yes, sir. For mains, sir,
Yes.
the answer writing is something that I did on a daily basis. So even during the prelims, I used to do
Mhm.
it. I used to write at least one to two answers every day before prelims as well, sir. Not 1 month before the prelims, but at least till if prelims is in June, I used to write answers till at least like May. or
Okay.
April, sir. So
Okay.
once the mains is near, sir, we'll get like a roughly 2.5 months to 3 months of time. And that time is
Mhm.
very crucial, sir. So one must immediately start with answer writing because when we study about certain things, we think that we have grabbed it properly and we can like reproduce it. But there is a vast difference between reading and studying and memorizing it and reproducing that on the paper, especially with the mains pattern, sir. So answer writing is every day, sir. And right towards the mains, right towards the time when the mains is nearing, sir, I had also stimulated an examination kind of an environment, so where I'm giving like two tests in one day. So 6 tests in 3 days, sir. So that way, to know that I can like manage the paper properly, sir.
Did you write the same answer, same question? Did you answer the same questions repeatedly? When I mean one time, two times, three times, or just one time, one question?
Sorry, sir.
Did you answer same question many times or one time only?
So actually, the main key is to go through the PYQs, sir. But if we look
Okay.
through the PYQs are very, very repetitive. Just put it in a different way, sir. They ask the
Okay.
same thing around the same topic in different way, in different perspectives, sir. So,
Mm-hmm.
like once I had started with the PYQs, immediately I had started with the PYQs, I had more or less covered everything, sir. Actually.
Okay. Okay. And if I come to the newspaper, how did you
Yes, sir.
manage reading the newspaper? Which newspaper did you read, and how much time did you devote for reading the newspaper?
So I read the Indian Express. And
Mhm.
so I think that is the best paper for the preparation. So but then around the interview times, like I we have to pick around like three newspapers together. So for newspaper, it used to take around 1.5 to 2 hours, so along with like all the analysis and opinion writing and note making and all. It used to take 2 hours. So.
Okay. You also suggest that means you also suggest the taking notes from the newspaper.
Yes, sir.
What sort of notes do you prefer? I mean, short one or longer one, or what sort of notes?
So, because so it's very important to know the syllabus first, sir. So
Okay.
once we know the syllabus, once we have actually memorized the syllabus, we when we go through the newspaper, we will know that suppose a particular headline is talking about this particular topic from the syllabus. For example, if there is with the Manipur's president's rule, we know that this is going to be Article 356. So we will note it down. We will write the provisions and we will revise that. So, but apart from that, there are also opinions that will be very useful for, and especially the let me explain parts of the Indian
Mhm.
Express. That is very, very useful for opinion making during the answer and the interview as well.
Okay. Now, if I come to the essay part, how do you prepare for the essay? Because it is a very, I mean, how much have you scored in essay paper? If you know the
So the marks
marks.
aren't out yet. The only the interview and the mains marks are out. So.
Okay, fine. So, how did you prepare for the essay?
So I think so. I was like quite confident about the essay writing skills, because I really like writing, so. So I used to practice. I have written at least 6 to 7 essays before the mains paper, sir. But that was only because I was relatively confident with the mains essay paper, sir. That's why.
Okay. Another one paper is ethics, which we talk about.
Yes, sir.
Like, how did you prepare for the ethics paper?
So ethics paper is a very versatile paper actually. So most of the times we refer to a lexicon book. But I feel like that book is also not enough because we end up writing the same answers. So if we want to make our answers more diverse and we want to make our answers more versatile, then we can go. I used to visit multiple websites, or whether it's like a UN website or there is a Better India website as well, so where there are like multiple examples of IAS officers or like very inspiring people who have done very much well in the society, sir. So I used to extract examples from there, sir. So for ethics, so there is not exactly like one particular source that I took.
Okay. So, if I and what about the other papers? Can you just briefly tell us that about history, geography, and political economy, the sources from which we should get the data, genuine data, a little bit of those papers, GS papers.
Yes, sir. So for mains.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Uh, so for mains, there is GS1. GS1, we have history, that is modern history, and we have post-independence history, and we have the world history. So for modern history, sir, honestly, I really kept my sources to a very, very minimum because I wanted to be able to reproduce whatever I already know from the spectrum. So my focus was more on answer writing, that I took out questions and we've already learned from the spectrum itself. And mains is not that kind of a paper where we have the leisure and the liberty to write a lot of words, sir. So we have to finish things in 150 to 200 words, sir. So we can everything can be written in bullet points. So I think spectrum covers very well for modern India, sir. And
Okay.
so for post independence, it was mostly so through YouTube channels only. So I covered it relatively, sir.
Post
So
independence
for
area, there is no such book or something like that.
So there is a book, sir, called Norman Low's World History, sir, but I think that is a very bulky book, sir, and it's not absolutely necessary. Like one can do without it also, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And next subject like
So
geography.
for geography, sir, completely, sir, NCRT, sir, completely NCRTs. I do not rely on
No
anything,
Fulla,
sir.
no Majid Hussain, only in cities.
No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. It's absolutely unnecessary, sir. NCRTs are the key, sir. And NCRTs and map structuring, sir. World map, my Atlas was my best friend, sir. Like Atlas I used to refer every day. So I think that more or less covers it, sir. Even for the society part, sir, no particular extra book is required. Society more or less is covered from the newspapers itself, sir. So the main key is answer writing, sir. You take out different questions from the PYQs or from the any of the coaching materials. You just write answers, sir. I think that is like the best way to go about, sir.
Okay. And what about the economy, Indian economy portion,
So,
especially the data, which is a troublesome one? I mean, from where we should get the actual genuine data?
yes, sir. So for economics, I did refer to the NCRTs first and foremost. There's a macro and micro economics is not required. Only the macroeconomics is required.
Mhm.
That itself is a very good book for basics. Apart from that, sir, there is one more called Indian Economy by Vivek Singh and S. Chand, sir. Again, it's a
Mhm.
very simple book, and I would definitely recommend this for economics, sir. But apart from that, sir, the economic survey and the budget itself provides us with a lot of data, and I think that suffices, sir, for the paper.
And did you study the economic survey? Because a lot of people do this. I mean, economic survey from vary from page one to last page. I mean, is it really necessary to cover that economic survey?
Yes, sir, it is necessary to cover the survey. So, but it's not necessary to go through the actual survey. We can always refer to coaching institutes surveys that they have like shortened it. It will come in about 50 to 60 pages, sir. But it is definitely necessary, sir.
Okay. So now I come to the another portion, that is optional subject. What was your optional subject?
So it was PSIR, sir.
Yes, obviously, because you have honors in political science, isn't it?
Political science, sir. Yes, yes.
So how did you prepare your optional subject alongside your GS papers without getting overwhelmed?
So I think one must always choose an optional that one prefers and is actually interested in. So not just because a particular subject is conceived to be scoring, like people have this notion that PSIR or subjects like sociology are very, very scoring. But if one is not interested in it, then one will not gain much from that. So I feel like optional subject is something that one must really, really decide if the syllabus is good or not, if they like the syllabus. So I used to really like, I thoroughly enjoy political science. So I never thought of it as a burden or like an extra thing that I had to do. So it was fun, sir, actually.
Okay. In the meantime, we got a question from one of our brother officer, Deepan Ganguly.
Yes.
If somebody wishes to prepare for WBCS and UPSC simultaneously, what should ideally be his approach? Please, can you please answer?
Yes, sir. So with the new WBCS, the syllabus, the exam pattern, I'm not much aware of it, but I think the it aligns with the UPSC more now, except for Bengal tradition and culture that they have introduced. So I think so. Preparing for UPSC properly will automatically cover for WBCS, and as WBCS prelims comes along, one can focus on like last minute factual datas for WBCS prelims. But more or less it will cover.
Okay, fine. And lastly, if I go to the interview part,
Yes.
we did you find it difficult, or how did you prepare for interview? Just 1 minute. Was this your first attempt, or second or third one?
No, sir, it was third, sir.
Third attempt. Okay, fine. And
Yes.
in the first two attempts, you reached till interview.
No, sir, I couldn't clear prelims only, sir.
Okay, this is the first time you
Yes, sir.
cleared prelims
First
and
mains
mains
and
and
first
interview.
interview, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
great,
sir.
great,
So that's
great.
why I said so. I
Congratulations.
think prelims was the only hurdle for me, sir. I just was very
That's what
confident,
you
sir.
said.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. And interview. Now, how did you prepare for that?
So, for interview, I think like I over prepared because
Okay.
there are a lot of coaching institutes that will feed a lot of information to you, and they will try to take you in different directions, saying that this is required, you must know this, you must do it in this way, you must smile a certain way, you must not smile a certain way. So I prepared a lot of factual details, everything about West Bengal, everything about my state, everything about me, everything about my college. But sir,
And your
honestly speaking,
service.
sir, yes, sir, definitely, sir. Everything about my service, sir. But so not just that, sir. I had to prepare about the revenue service, or entire GST, excise, everything, sir. But the actual interview was completely different, sir.
How?
So, because the mock interviews that we see online are quite opposite to the actual interview, sir. The actual interview is more of a conversation between people. They just want to know the kind of personality that you have, or what are your approaches, or if you have problem-solving approaches or not. But sir, the mock interviews that we mostly see on YouTube are very straightforward question-answer formats, sir. Uh, Quite like an interview kind of a format, sir.
Right.
But the real interview wasn't, sir.
Okay. How many mock interviews did you appear in?
So I went for four mocks.
Mhm.
But so if like somebody really asks me, I genuinely feel that mocks are not as necessary as one really says it is. So.
Okay. Maybe because you are already in service, already. I mean, already appeared in actual interviews in PSC.
So for PSC also, that was my first interview, sir. Um, so I think, but so with interviews, I'm like quite so
Comfortable.
confident about. Yes, sir. So it was the real interview was like this only. So however, I'm talking with you right now. It's like a very, it's like not a very formal interview, sir. So it was nice, sir.
Okay. And yeah, I'm going back to the preliminary part. You emphasized it more like is the first hurdle. So what about the CSAT portion? I forgot it to discuss with you.
Yes.
The CSAT portion. How did you? What are the portions you emphasized on? Like the reasoning part, or English, or which one is difficult? Was difficult for you?
So from 2020 onwards, the
Yeah.
CSAT has significantly upgraded, sir. The kind of
Mhm.
questions that they're asking is a little difficult, sir. Especially during the paucity of time, it's because of that, sir.
Mhm.
So it is because precisely why I couldn't clear prelims, sir. I was clearing GS, but I was not clearing CSAT. So this time the only different thing that I did was that I again went back to the NCRTs, sir, completely. So from 6 to 10, all the NCRTs I did it. And even after that, there are like the harder parts of NCRTs as well, sir. So I attempted that as well. And so apart from that, a lot of PYQs. So I went up to 2000, the PYQs. So that I think really did help.
Okay. So, if I ask you, how many times did you revise the full syllabus before prelims and mains?
So it's uncountable, sir. It has definitely has to be more than 20 times I did it, sir.
Yes, yes, that's right. That's right. And what was your revision strategy? I mean, you used to revise the whole book, or some your note only.
No, sir. For books, if I have Lakshmikant and Spectrum and all of that, so I never made notes for that. So once the entire book is done, then I'll go through it again, and the things that I can't remember, I will mark it. So the next time I'll only read upon the things that I can't remember. So that way, like I used to use different pens so that on the last day of the prelims, like or maybe 1 week ahead of the prelims, I just used to go through the ones that I completely, absolutely don't remember, even if I have done it 10 times. So that is like an easier way of approaching it, sir.
Okay. And how crucial is the interlinking topics? I mean, for example, connecting economy with environment, like polity with governance.
Yes.
How did you interlink all these things yourself, or with some help, or how did you do that?
So, without interlinking, so it's not possible to write good answers, especially for mains, sir. So,
Okay.
what I used to do was that even for my optional or for any other GS papers, sir, everything is interlinked. For my optional, if I have like the political philosophers, that itself is
Mhm.
interlinked to interlinked to Plato and GS4, sir, completely. And similarly, sir, if I have something in GS1, for example, post-independence history and the world history, sir, that also is a part of PSIR, sir. So everything is interlinked. So we cannot study anything in isolation, sir. So I think understanding the basic and the foundation is the most important. The rest of the superficial is all cosmetic, sir. That's what I feel.
No. Okay. And another thing is, in today we see a lot of informations are there. In fact, information overdose. Okay. So how
Yes,
did
sir.
you find relevant information from this sea of informations? I
So
mean, how many
I
YouTube channel, how many the Telegram channels and WhatsApp groups and all?
a lot of unnecessary Telegram channels and YouTube videos, so that provide the same materials in a different way. So,
Okay.
I think the main guiding light would be the PYQs, sir. So once we know the PYQs, even if like one person is sitting for the PYQs, please do it 100 times. I think that is the golden tip for any of the prelims or mains, sir. So once you know the kind of questions that UPSC is answering, it's very easy to segregate which relevant material is relevant and which isn't. So that way, sir, there are a few channels in YouTube and Telegram that are doing a very good job. But apart from that, sir, it's all very not
Okay.
required, sir.
Okay. If I come to the answer writing portion, can you tell me the standard, the model, how can we write a descriptive answer, say, of 200 words or 300 words?
Yes, sir.
Like we all know, it should have introduction, and body and conclusion, but still it differs. Man to man, it varies. Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
what was your style?
So, firstly, I had printed out the syllabus. And for one particular syllabus, for example, let's say in GS2, there is Representation of People Act of 1951. I had
Hmm.
one definite solid introduction for that. So, regardless of what they ask me in Representation of People Act, whether it is regarding to electoral roll or whether it is regarding the Model Code of Conduct or anything, I had one general introduction and one general conclusion for that. So the body differed according to the demand of the question, sir. But sir, I think that is the best way to go about it because that way, when we see a particular question, there is no time to think in the exam hall. There is only time to write. For one question, you have to take maximum 7 minutes, or not more than that. So if you have intro and body and intro and conclusion very set for each and every topic of the syllabus, then it's very easy to get in the flow of answer writing, sir.
And suppose you don't get any common question, question is not familiar to you, then
Yes, sir.
how will you manage?
So that comes with the practice of answer writing, sir. Suppose this time, sir, they had asked us a question in GS1 regarding twisters, sir. So nobody knew what twisters meant, sir. We had never heard of it, or we did not even know like where is it coming from, sir. But in
Mhm.
general, like we do know that it is related to a natural calamity, sir. So roughly, we can make an intro regarding natural calamity. So we anything with related to climate change also it can be started, sir. So that way, so once we get into the habit of answer writing, we will automatically know how to address a particular question, sir.
Okay. We got another question from Antara Sinha. The question asked in your interview focused mainly on the optional subject that you took, or it was more of a general one? Can you please answer her?
Yes, sir. So interview is something that is very subjective. It is different for different people. So even if I have a PSIR optional, there is a very high chance of them not asking anything from PSIR, sir. So at least in my interview, sir, they did ask me about, especially during the time of February, a lot of international news was coming. So everything was in news, especially with USA, China, Argentina, Hungary. Everything was in news, sir. But nothing of that sort was asked, sir. They only asked me about the Indian polity and Indian governance, sir. They did ask me that. So, but so I have prepared thoroughly and well for that, sir.
These days we see many materials and all flooded with flowcharts, mind maps, and all short notes.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you really make use of all these micro things?
No, sir. Never. I only relied on my own notes, sir. Because when you write notes, sir, you get in, you know how you write. You have a particular layout, you have a particular style of writing, sir. So that itself is the best way to do it, sir, especially during the time of revision. So relying on somebody else's notes, I personally do not prefer, sir.
Okay. And there's another question like for prelims, you see many aspirants read but cannot retain. I mean, memorizing is a problem. So,
Yes, sir.
what was your method for retention? How did you keep this thing in your mind? Because there are a lot many factual things like in ancient history, like in environment, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So, but first and foremost, the UPSC prelims, especially, is not completely a factual paper, sir. You can easily solve it by association and by just recognition, sir. Sometimes when we have heard of things somewhere or we have read things somewhere, so when we see that on paper, you simply recognize that, okay, fine, this is from so and so paper. But apart from that, so it is very natural to forget. And the only one of the best ways to do is repeated revision, sir. Keep very limited books, but revise it, sir. Revise incessantly.
Okay. And if I go to another aspect of like motivation, how did you keep yourself motivated? This is a long process, isn't it?
Yes,
You
sir, it's a very,
for this 3 years almost, huh?
it's very, very tedious, sir. It's not just 3 years for me, sir. It's more than years, more years for me, sir, because I like took like intermittent gaps between my attempts, sir.
Right. So
So,
how did you keep yourself motivated? There are always ups and downs and all, isn't it?
definitely, sir. So I don't think motivation plays much part in the preparation, sir, because motivation is something that is very, it's brisk, sir. It comes, it stays for one day or maybe 3, 4 hours and it goes, sir. Then after that, we are bored. We want to do something new, sir. So I think the only thing that stays is habit and discipline. So it's almost like when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is we drink water, we brush our teeth, sir. That is a habit. It's not there. There is not one day when we think that okay, I'm going to get up and I have no motivation to brush today, so I'm not going to brush, sir. There is no such thing like that. So that is simply habit, sir. So one must keep the habit of studying, sir. And I think that really helped for me, sir. I have a habit of studying, sir.
Okay. So you will be appearing next time also, or
So I do want to improve my rank, sir, but like I will see, sir, maybe next year, sir.
looking back now, what one thing would you do differently in handling the syllabus if you were preparing again? I mean, anything you think it should have been handled differently?
Yes, sir. So I think CSAT could have been handled very differently, sir. Because it was like one time I failed CSAT and it just sat in my mind that I can't do this. It is very difficult for me and I'm bad at math. But so CSAT is not about math at all, I realized. It is an aptitude test. So how one's brain works in that 2 hours and how one can strategically solve questions. It is all about that, even if one doesn't know math. So that barrier of I can't do it. I don't think I'm bad at this. I don't think this can happen from me because I failed before is something that has really, really stopped me. So, sir, I would actually, if I could go back, sir, I would actually believe in myself a little more, sir.
Uh, okay, fine. Almost every aspect you have covered. I last thing I would like to ask you. If somebody, if you have already gone through the new syllabus, isn't it, of WBCS exam?
So, not much, not that well, sir, but
Okay,
I have.
the syllabus is more or less of UPSC one UPSC syllabus, but as you already said that art and culture and heritage part is different. So,
Yes, sir.
if someone is preparing for UPSC, I mean UPSC and WBCS, but focusing on UPSC, okay.
Yes, sir.
So, and someone is preparing for WBCS and UPSC, but focusing on WBCS. What should be
Okay.
the basic difference of those two approaches?
So I think there is not much difference, sir. It should be an integrated approach. Because UPSC syllabus is that kind of syllabus that covers everything that WBCS is offering, apart from the Bengal tradition and culture, sir. Apart from that particular paper, I think UPSC holistically covers everything. So as I said, that if one really like one should really cover that particular UPSC syllabus properly. Because if he's ready with that, so WBCS will be pretty easy to tackle, sir.
Okay.
So instead of having like a very separate approach for WBCS, a separate studies, for UPSC, a separate studies, the books are the same. The approach is almost the same, sir. But for UPSC, more practice is required, sir. But it has to be an integrated approach, sir, because understanding is the same. We are all doing the same history, geography, math, science and tech. Everything is the same, sir. It should be integrated.
And you prepared for UPSC exam from, I mean, staying in West Bengal itself, isn't it? Did you take
Yes, sir.
any sort of coaching in from Delhi or while you staying there or not?
So I had enrolled for a coaching, so right after college, but sir, I did not attend the classes, sir,
Okay.
because I did not find it to be very helpful, especially for me, sir. This is personal though. So, but coachings do help, but so personally, I did not take coaching, sir.
Okay. So we can say that you prepared from West Bengal itself and qualified in the exam, isn't it? So there was a mind that people should go to Delhi and prepare for UPSC from West Bengal. You cannot do it like that, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So this is an age of social media, sir. Everything is available online. Everything, sir. I think the only thing is that we should know how to segregate, sir. What is important and what not to watch and what to watch, sir. We should know that. So if we do not waste so much of time in watching Instagram reels or Facebook reels or Snapchat and all that, sir, YouTube has very good content, very knowledgeable content for UPSC, sir, actually. So,
And for
I
that, the
don't.
only guidance will be provided by that syllabus.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. I don't think anything is required also, sir, for
But I have I mean, I have a curiosity that on a particular topic, suppose you get 10 YouTube videos, all those are very good. So
yes.
how will you segregate which one is good, better, and which one is more suitable for you?
So, I think over the time for preparation, we do develop preferences for particular channels, sir. If it can depend on our personal taste, whether we like somebody's teaching or whether we like somebody's content or the way he teaches, his layout in like his PPTs. So it depends, sir. So for me also it was the same. So I had like 2 to 3 YouTube channels that I used to like religiously follow. And so the content that everybody is covering is quite almost the same, sir, actually.
Okay, okay, fine. So almost half an hour gone. Anyway, Josila, it was a wonderful discussing with you. One last suggestion I will ask you to give to the future aspirants. After that, we'll end this discussion. One last
Yes,
brief suggestion.
yes, sir. Um, So, as I said, there is a perception that UPSC is studying about everything under the sky. We must know everything. We must be good at everything. We must have an opinion for everything. We must be good at English. So, I think that is all a myth. It's okay if you do not know everything. And UPSC has a very set syllabus. And if you really notice, it is the people who are very average but persistent and hardworking that get through. So, frankly speaking, so even I was not like the brilliant student, sir, in school. I was an above average student, but I used to work hard. So I think it is the persistence, it is discipline, sir. That is the most important. If you are disciplined, if you know what you want, then UPSC is relatively an easy exam to crack. But every morning you must know that today I'm going to finish this. You must have a to-do list. You must have discipline. You must have effort. It's okay if you are not brilliant. It doesn't matter. Everybody is doing the same NCRTs that we did back in school. So you do not require some like grand rocket science kind of a content. It is not required at all. We are only doing NCRTs. The only difference between people who get through and people who don't is definitely luck. But at the same time, it is also perseverance. It's persistence. Nobody likes doing the same thing again and again, sir. But I think that is what discipline brings in. So it's very important to be disciplined, sir. So I
How
think
much
apart
time in a day one should give for this preparation? How much time?
so
How many hours?
yes, sir. So it depends on a person. If one does not have, if one has a good retaining capacity, or if one can read very fast, then sir, I think for prelims and also it's 6 to 8 hours is good enough. For
Okay.
mains, definitely it goes up to 14 to 15 hours, sir. With answer writing and all of that, it will definitely go, sir. But even if one
And
takes more than that, sir, it's completely up to the person.
14 15 hours is not a joke. It's a huge one.
So, so for mains, it does take 14 to 15 hours, sir, definitely.
Okay, fine. And I hope you also followed these things. That's why you are saying. So
Yes, sir.
14
Yes,
15
sir.
hours, hats off to you. I mean, it's very difficult. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
it
Thank
was
you, sir.
very, I mean, nice talking to you. And really, again, we are very proud of you from West Bengal Civil Service, West Bengal Revenue Service. You got selected. And if you want to, I mean, take the future exams, best of luck for that, those
Thank you so
attempts
much,
also.
sir.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Zojila.
you
And
so
thank
much
you
for
so much,
having me, sir.
viewers.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
good
sir.
night. Thank you
Good
very
night,
much.
sir.